RotoGrinders Today. I'm Jordan Cooper, a.k.a. BlenderHD. You want to follow me on Twitter. And it's Thursday, December 19th. We'll be taking a look at props and pick'em plays for NFL Week 16. So hit that thumbs up button if you're way in the door. Hit that dummy thumb, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to know when we go live. Join with me once again from the cold reaches of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It's TJ Swarich. You're busy this week. You were here yesterday. You're here today. You're going to be on with me tomorrow, and then I'm going to be on the BLITZ show on Friday also. Afterwards, you'll be producing. So
Steve's in for that one. You're actually subbing in for me there. We got a different show at the same time this week, I think. And so it's a little chaos, busy week. A lot of people are sick, but doesn't bother me because, like you said, it is cold here right now. Minus 30, negative 30 is what we're living in right now.
And you're laying the. You said negative 30. It sounds like, are you laying the juice? You got to lay the. I'm like, oh, minus 30. It's like, oh, you're laying a lot of juice in order to.
I wish I could lay some juice to heat up the temperature a little bit, but no, that's just Celsius, Fahrenheit, no matter how you want to look at it. Negative 30 is negative 30, and it's cold. So I'm staying inside. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm curling up in my warm sweater. Got the heaters going. It's a nice 72 Fahrenheit inside the house. And I got nowhere to go, so I'm happy to do all the shows.
Well, let's take a look at some props and pick'ems. We always bring up the prize picks board. There's more people around in the States here in the U.S. that get access to prize picks more than all the sports books, even though it is legal in, I think, 38 states. Obviously, here in Kentucky, I have a whole bunch of books, 5 or 6 books that are available to me. I'm mostly on them, but I still, for the sake of this show, put together a $25 6-pick prize picks card that we do on the show. I'm looking at projections. There's one guy I want to talk about that seems like the props are kind of all over the place for, but it's a receiving. But we'll go all over the place. We don't have to have like rushing or whatever. Jauan Jennings, I'm across the board. The number is all over the place. So like Jauan Jennings, 50.5 at Bet365, 53.5 on DraftKings, 56.5 on Caesars. BetMGM has it at 50.5, but minus 135. And FanDuel has it at 61.5, minus 114. It's kind of weird, even on a Thursday, which is it's early, but not that early. That the number could be that like a 10, 11 yard difference, and the pricing differences across the sites. We could say the same thing for George Kittle. Those numbers are kind of all over the place. Am I missing something? Did I miss something on Twitter about something going on with San Francisco? Is Purdy a doubt or whatever? These San Francisco props, I don't know why there's some big discrepancies across the board. I don't know if you're taking a look at it, but I mean, seems like I like a lot of the overs. Seems like some of these numbers haven't moved.
Yeah, like basically regardless of where you look at it, like the Blitz has Jauan Jennings for 75 yards this week. So he's looking good for more than that anywhere you look at him. But it's a very weird discrepancy. You're not missing any news. Like that's just wonky. And so I do think it's probably best to find where it's lowest. You know, maybe we don't want Jennings specifically on prize picks at 59.5. I would, if I was choosing him, I'd still pick the more than side because, like I said, the Blitz has him for 75 yards. I think Jennings gonna have a very big week in Miami, but prize picks probably isn't the spot that I'd be looking to get him. I'll pull up Underdog right now. See,
no, I mean 59.5 is okay. It's not like, bad, but it's probably not the best. It's probably not the best on the.
It's just, yeah, you can find better.
Right, because Jennings at 59.5, Kittle at 60.5. I mean, it says on my screen that Bet365, that BetMGM has it for 43.5. That can't be right.
Like 54.5 on Underdog right now.
54. See, that would be good.
Yeah.
54.5. It's 60. Yeah. That's why I wanted to open the show with these 49ers stuff, because like a lot of the times, if you look on, an odds screen, such as like scoresandodds.com, and the numbers will be close enough, right? You'll get a yard or two here and there. You'll get 10 cents, 15 cents here and there. But it's very rare for me to pop open my odds screen and see, the best price in market is 50.5, and like FanDuel is 11 yards different. In NFL, in college football, this happens all the time. But this isn't college football. This is NFL. So if you're looking to bet 49ers overs, I would say get on it as quickly as possible on whatever sports books you have available, because the Blitz has it projected the 49ers projected very well, and the numbers are moving in that direction. So it's not like
what is like the Kittle stuff range from?
I see Kittle. I don't know if this is just a dead line or something, but BetMGM has it at like 43.5. And I'm like, I'll log in and see, does that exist?
Yeah, he's 62.5 on Underdog.
62.5 on Underdog. So I made
higher on Underdog than Prize Picks, whereas Jennings is lower on Underdog than Prize Picks.
So this just might not be a line that's updated on my odds screen, because I'm just thinking, where's the 49ers? Give me the 49ers. 49ers going here to
where'd all the Jahmyr Gibbs stuff go on Underdog?
Oh no, they took it down. Okay, there you go. The last line that was up for Kittle on MGM was 43.5 minus 115, but now it's not. They've taken it down. I hope you got it. I hope you got it before they took it down. Yeah, that was the main thing that I noticed this morning.
Speaking of taking it down, it looks like Underdog has taken down Jahmyr Gibbs entirely, because I'm assuming too many people were betting on him.
The Gibbs props, they're still across actually, it shows a little bit of value. The Blitz shows a little bit of value on the under receiving yards on Gibbs. But the over is like, yeah, what's going on here? Here's another one. Is BetMGM just taking down numbers? Like, what is going on? Let's go to the Lions. We'll fill out the Prize Picks card, but if we could find stuff that's like just on the regular sports books, that rushing props, yeah, they took that. Okay, now I see what's going on, DJ. I'm basically on my odds screen that I have personally. I have the last price of this stuff on some of these books that they've pulled. So like the last number I have on BetMGM was 76.5 minus 115, which was the last line. And you go there and it's gone. It's not moved. It's literally gone. Because it's already up to 91.5 on FanDuel. And I would not take it at 91.5.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Okay, so let's
I still think he gets more than that, but I just wouldn't go there.
Right. So let's go with the first pick on our card. Where do you want to go?
For Prize Pick specifically, it does get a little bit more difficult with that Jennings things, because that is going to be one of my favorite places to look right off the hop. I am still okay with going Gibbs over 89.5 rushing yards if we want to go there. They don't have my favorite Gibbs prop. Shout out to Rich Rebar on the Pick Six show. Always bringing it up how you want to go Gibbs longest rush wherever it's available, because it always opens at 16.5, jumps to 17 or 18, but he's still good there. He did not get it that last week, but that is just the fourth time since halfway through last season that he did not hit his longest rush prop. And so this week, when he's going to be getting all the touches, that's even better. So if you find that popping up anywhere at 16.5, 17.5, even 18.5, Gibbs' longest rush is a great one. I like going to Mike Evans, because he's a player who I noticed some places have his receiving yard line a little bit too low. Prize Picks is closer to higher up to where I think it should be. Actually, I saw him as low as 63.5 some places, but I still do like more than 69.5. Mike Evans projecting for 83 receiving yards in the blitz. He's shooting to get his 1,000 yards season again. I like me some Mike Evans in this spot.
Okay, so we'll put that in. That's
No
that's a
Trayvon
little.
Diggs.
It's a little bit of a value, like you said. The blitz has him at 83 yards as a mean. Obviously, he needs he needs to average 80 something yards per game the next 3 games in order to break 1,000 yards and have 11 straight seasons of that. Why not against the Cowboys defense?
He's averaging 69.5 receiving yards per game this year. They plopped it right on his season average, and that's including all the games. One game he left early, all the games with Chris Godwin. So this does feel like pretty strong value.
Okay. The blitz has a prop in this game. Is it available on Prize Picks? Oh, on the Dowdle receiving line. We've seen that he doesn't. It's not like Dowdle gets a lot of work out of the backfield, but I think that's more of a byproduct of the Cowboys being either way up or just running the ball a lot more. Because last week, they basically 3 touchdown lead against the Panthers. But the blitz has Dowdle at a mean of 28 receiving yards. So 11.5 seems a bit too low. A bit too low for me. And I almost prefer that rather than if there's not a reception prop for him. But 11.5, he doesn't need much in order to get 11.5 receiving yards. And I'm not convinced that Zeke Elliott is going to even be anywhere near as mixed in as he even was last week.
No, I like that Dowdle's 11.5 receiving yards. I think that's great. I'm down to add that as well.
Okay. What else do you got? You want to talk about?
I still would be down to do the Gibbs one there. But can we go to, I want to see Josh Allen's rushing yard line, because even though I don't think he's going to have to run against New England because they're probably going to 44.5. Never mind.
44.5 is way too high.
Yeah. That's another one where, in general, I'm wondering if this is maybe a byproduct of the end of the season. But in general, that's another one that the number is coming in all over the place, because last week it opened as low as 30.5, and I'm sure that's gone up places this week, but I've seen it in the 30s still this week across the industry, unless that's bumped up a little bit for some places. But Josh Allen's rushing yard prop, if you can get it in the 30s, now he's another player that I've noticed Underdog has just taken completely off of their card right now, because he was opened lower there in the 30s. So if you can still find that, I do like Josh Allen rushing, but maybe not for our Prize Picks card here.
Okay. I got one. Let's see if it's up on the board. Yes, it is up on the board. I think this number may be a little too high. I get why it's there. Isaiah Pacheco lower than 14 rush attempts. The blitz has him at 12.1. Obviously, this thing with Mahomes, they probably don't want Mahomes running around a whole bunch. So I'm assuming that if given the choice, they'll probably rush the ball more in this game against the Texans. But they also, it's not like it's just Pacheco. They got Kareem Hunt. They got Pirine. They got other running backs there. And I also think that on third downs and even on second downs, if Mahomes has to pass, that he's much more likely to, the short shotgun, quick pass, kind of like the Tua passing game, the 4-yard passes and stuff like that. And I think that game fits much more in Kareem Hunt's wheelhouse and Samaje Perine's wheelhouse than Isaiah Pacheco's wheelhouse. That I think Pacheco is just going to get the first down, kind of obvious rushing play downs. So I think under 14 rush attempts is good because normally this line wouldn't even be this high. I mean, in a normal game. So like you could tell that these are inflated based on, how the Chiefs offense is going to be with Mahomes being a little bit gimpy. But I'm perfectly fine with that the logic would say that they're probably going to run the ball more, but I'm just not convinced that it means that Pacheco is the one that is getting 15 to 20 carries in this game.
Yeah, it does seem like 14 is a good number to go less on. I would like it better if it was 14.5, because 14 does really feel like a number he could get to here. That's his high since he came back from an injury. I agree with you, though. I don't think they're going to be pushing him. He seems like they're probably going to want to keep him fresh and healthy for the playoff run. It's not like they're worried about making the playoffs due to their incredibly lucky season that they've had. So Pacheco, I don't mind that whatsoever. I do think he's going to be around the 13, 14, 15 range, but I think there are way more ranges of outcomes that this succeeds than it fails, because I don't see a scenario where he gets 22 touches. He's not going to smash this number. If he beats it, it's going to be by a little bit.
And then on the other side of the game, I think Mixon's number may be too low on his rush attempts, and we don't even get it. Okay, we don't get it. You could bet this over 16.5 minus 130 on DraftKings right now. The Blitz has him at 21 rush attempts. But I mean the rushing yards is fine also. So I mean if we go to rushing yards, let's see, Mixon. Yeah, it's 58.5 on 365, 61.5 on FanDuel, 59.5 on DraftKings. The Blitz has him at 91, which is I think that's a little bit of a stretch. But I mean, I don't necessarily like this game from a fantasy standpoint. I think it's going to be a lot of rushes, a lot of slow pace. The Chiefs really don't have to push it. I don't think the Texans really have to do much either. Are you fine with Mixon's more than 59.5 rushing yards?
I am. It feels scary just because I don't really, and from a DFS standpoint, running back against the Chiefs, absolutely not. I'm not playing them at all, but 59.5 rushing yards for Joe Mixon, a guy that they want to give as much volume as possible, does feel low.
Right. I prefer the rush attempt. Like to me, he could get 17 rush attempts and only rush for 38 yards. So I mean, like that's well within the range of outcomes. So I prefer the rush attempts on the sports books, but they don't have it up on Prize Picks. So yeah. we got 4 here. We need 2 more. Where are we going, TJ?
All right, I want to go to Puka Nacua. The New York Jets have been one of the worst teams, even when Sauce Gardner plays, in all of the NFL against wide receiver ones. This defense, people think of it as good, but it is genuinely, genuinely terrible. And Puka Nacua is listed at 85.5 receiving yards here on Prize Picks. In the Blitz, it's better. It's not a huge difference, but for a number that high, it's still better. He's projected for 93 receiving yards. His lowest number in the last 7 games, he's gone under 97 receiving yards once. And that's not 85.5, that's 97. He's gone under once in his last 7 games that he has played the entire game. So 85.5 for Puka Nacua against the Jets. Love that one.
Okay, put that in. So we got 5 here. 1 more to go. I mean, it doesn't show as much value. I mean, this 85.5 doesn't show as much value, but minimal. I wouldn't consider it to be a core play on Prize Picks in your cards, because I'm not saying that people watching the show don't have to we have to play this exact 6 pick. It's like, no, these are just looking at projections. Feel free to use any single one of them or none of them or disagree, whatever you want to do. I'm just basically looking at projections and going what over under. Let's see. If we're gonna look at we got rush attempts, we got receiving yards, we got rushing yards. How about a passing prop? Let's go looking at some passing props. The one that stands out here, according to the Blitz, is Mac Jones. I'm not sure if it's available on. Oh, it is available. Okay, so the Blitz loves Mac Jones. Mac Jones, 263 yards as a mean. And the line here is 208.5. I mean, it was over on Mac Jones last week also. You got Brian Thomas, you got Brenton Strange, you're facing the Raiders defense. I don't think this game is very good for from a fantasy standpoint. I think if you're playing DFS this week, these are all your cash game plays, right? It's like can Jacoby Myers get you 12 points? Sure, yeah, okay. Can Brock Bowers get you 15 points? Oh, maybe, yeah, probably. Right?
I'm gonna have 100% Brenton Strange in DFS this week for what it's worth.
Yeah, but can he get you 10 points? Sure, okay. Yeah, for 3,500. I mean, yeah. I'm just saying in general that the total in this game is like 39. Yeah. So Matt Jones may not have to throw for 350 yards.
And like you said, Strange will be the cash tight end people go to. He's going to be chalky. But my way of handling that chalk this week is instead of getting underweight, I'm going to get way overweight.
But you got Brian Thomas Jr. there. So, I mean, I think he probably has a good game. I just don't like the ceiling of this game. But I think 208.5 passing yards is a little bit disrespectful for Mac Jones, who at least is a serviceable enough quarterback and playing indoors in Las Vegas. So you don't have to add any cold or weather concerns. So TJ, are you fine with our last pick on the card? More than 208.5 passing yards for Mac Jones.
Yes, sir. I like it.
And you'd be happy if that hits because that means that more Brenton Strange.
Yeah. I was hoping we could see something here too with Strange or Brian Thomas just for like an option instead of Jones. Brian Thomas, they have completely off the board. They don't have anything with him right now. And then Brenton Strange, they only have demons and goblins for his yards. They don't have any anything regular. But if you want to pivot over to Brenton Strange for a second on the screen share just to show people something, if you're looking to increase the payout of your card and get a little bit riskier this week, 39.5 yards for Brenton Strange or even 49.5. I think those are really good potential riskier numbers to play with to boost up that card because Mac Jones has loved targeting Brenton Strange even when Evan Ingram played. And now he's been a top 10 tight end in every game he's started this year when Ingram hasn't played. I think Brenton Strange is a really interesting option to kind of, if you're looking at it from a betting site perspective, take the ladder on his receiving yards. If you're looking at it at a prize picks perspective, switch up to his demon price because he's projected for 50 receiving yards in the blitz.
50? He's really?
Yeah.
He's projected for. I mean, let me take a look at that. I kind of almost don't believe
50 receiving yards.
You're right. He is. You're right. The best number available right now is 32.5 minus 115 at MGM. So I would grab that. So yeah, no, 39.5 ain't that bad for a goblin, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that's doable. We're not going to put it in. I mean, obviously, we already have 6, but we're not going to put it in the same card as Mac Jones because they do ding you for correlation too much.
What does it do to our to win if we take out Jones and we put in Strange's demon?
Let's see. Not much.
Not much.
It really doesn't do that much. You're right. I'd rather take the Mac Jones. Right. I'd rather take Mac Jones over.
Yeah, for $25, I agree. Yeah, if it bumped to like $100, I would have felt a little differently.
Right. Okay, doke. So let's put this in. I put my own money in. Put my $25 in. Submit lineup. Make sure it goes through. Sometimes on the Chrome browser, it kind of weirds out. Let's go. Come on. There you go. Successfully submitted lineup. And I'll reuse the players to show you all the picks that we have played. So we have Mike Evans, more than 69.5 receiving yards. Rico Dowdle, more than 11.5 receiving yards. Isaiah Pacheco, less than 14 rush attempts. Joe Mixon, more than 59.5 rushing yards. Puka Nacua, more than 85.5 receiving yards. And Mac Jones, more than 208.5 passing yards. 6 out of 6 pays 25x. We got that on Prize Picks. You got anything else that's on the normal regular sports books that you may want to give out or let look good to you?
So I only have access to one sports book here, and then Prize Picks, Underdogs, Splash Sports, all those pick'em sites. And so I usually stick with my one in the pick'em sites. I don't do a ton of line shopping outside of the pick'em sites. But one other one that I do like,
well, you can't do you can't do much line shopping when you only have one book, right?
Yes, I mean I don't line shop outside the pick'em sites. Like
Right.
I'll line shop Prize Picks, Splash, and Underdog, and go with the ones I like best based on that. But
Right.
I can't do it on the one site that I have from a sports betting perspective. But one that is around 70 yards, depending on where you look, is Chase Brown rushing yards. Blitz has him projected for 88. And so I like me some Chase Brown this week.
You like him for DFS. We'll be talking about that tomorrow.
DFS and for sports betting. I like going more than or over his 70-ish yard rushing prop. Because I think Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting, they're just going to run all over Cleveland this week.
I'm starting to, based on our conversation from yesterday, I'm starting to get towards your side as far as what my cash lineup is going to look like with some cheaper wide receivers. That maybe I said yesterday, I don't want to go any lineup without a Bengal in it. Maybe Chase Brown is that. Maybe Chase Brown is that Bengal.
Yeah.
Right. maybe it's a Jahmyr Gibbs. To me, I know we'll talk about GPP's DFS tomorrow, but like I built my dummy lineup now on DraftKings and cash is Gibbs, Chase Brown, and James Conner.
Yeah, that's mine too. That's mine too.
And it's doable when you play Michael Penix Jr. at quarterback.
Yeah.
And you still get 3 receivers that you're not like throwing up in your mouth.
Yeah, I've been looking at some, like, again, we'll touch on this more tomorrow, but I've been looking at some as like a main lineup, doing that with Penix, and then as some of my favorite stack 3-entry max type lineups, I'm looking at, Caleb Williams with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, very affordable with Robinson, Gibbs, Connor. I got Mac Jones with Chase Brown, Gibbs, Connor, with Brian Thomas and Strange. I got Anthony Richardson with his cheap receivers, and Chase Brown, Gibbs, Connor. So yeah, I'm doing some very similar stuff.
But we'll be talking more about that, especially for GPPs tomorrow. We'll be having that tier list. We break down all the games, all the teams. We rank them by stacks based on ownership and salary and everything like that. So tune in tomorrow for that. TJ, you got any other content coming out this week as far as written media? I mean, we mentioned you're going to be on like seemingly every other show for the next couple of days. What do you got going on?
Yeah, not a whole lot of writing other than expert surveys for NBA and NFL over the next few days, but lots and lots of video shows. So later on today, Tournament Takes is going to be on at a new time because, sorry, I got the hiccups, because there's NFL games on Saturday. And so I'll be on Tournament Takes tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. instead of its regular time on Saturday. Later today, I'm going to be on NBA Crunch Time, and then I'm going to be on the NFL Showdown Pre-Lock show as well. I'm on 2 shows today, 2 shows tomorrow, because we'll be back tomorrow morning, and then the Tournament Takes in the evening. 2 shows on Saturday because we got Saturday football in the morning. I'll be on NFL Pre-Lock with Tim at 12:15 Eastern, and then NBA Crunch Time at 6 p.m. And then why not? 2 more shows on Sunday for Crunch Time for NFL, the main slate, and then Sunday night Pre-Lock, and then Monday night Pre-Lock the following Monday. And then guess what? It's Christmas Eve, and I'll be on for 2 shows for Christmas Day NBA and Christmas Day NFL. Then we have Christmas off. Nothing on Christmas. But 1 show the next day, 2 shows the next day, 2 shows the day after that, 2 shows the following Sunday. So tune in to RotoGrinders, and I will be there every single day.
Well, the reason is because, I mean, a lot of people aren't going to be on. I mean, programming note, after tomorrow's show, I won't be back on until the following Friday. So you won't see me next week, Monday through Thursday. But normally I'm here. You know, talking about all things you're thinking about in daily fantasy props and pick 'em. right? So hit that thumbs up button on your way out the door. Give me those thumbs. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to always know when we go live, because I'm always here for you on RotoGrinders Today.